Hello and welcome to Tales from Nerd. I'm your host, a random nerd 2016 / Kevin, and this is my weekly podcast where I talk about the comic books coming out this Wednesday, aka September 2nd of 2020. We are literally almost in September, believe it or not. Almost there. How has everyone been? I've been okay. Just dealing with everything as usual. I'm on vacation this week, actually. I'm recording this at like 2 in the morning. Because I said, might as well record after I organize all my TCG stuff. But besides that, yes, I'm back. It's a semi-heavy week. It's a little bit lighter than last week, but it's still heavy. But yes, we're going to go to the first book of the week, which is Avengers of the Wastelands number 5, written by Ed Brisson, art by Jonas Scharf, and colors by Niraj Menon. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. The final showdown of Doom's doorstep. The so-called Avengers make their stand. The scheme of Dr. Doom is revealed. The final betrayal, the fate of the Wasteland is determined here. Okay, so yes, price is $3.99. I don't know if I mentioned that. I am just tired. But yes, this is the final issue of this Avengers of the Wastelands. Is going to get a continuation because I know this is from Old Man Logan, Old Man Hawkeye, Old Man Quill, Dead Man Logan, and this. This is like a continuation of all those series. If you like that Old Man universe with Wolverine, where the heroes were defeated by the villains, you might like this book. It's okay. I like the first few issues. There's a twist at issue 4. They're going to have to explain a lot in the last issue. That's all I say. 5-issue miniseries, not bad. But I wish it was written by the guy who wrote Old Man Hawkeye, Old Man Quill. I forget his name. I love those 12-issue max series. Those were fun to read, and I enjoyed them every week, especially Old Man Quill. Oh, that was a heartbreaker. But yes, we're going to move on to the next book, which is Batman number 98, written by James Tynion IV, art by Jorge Jimenez, and colors by Tomo Moray. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. The Joker War Part 4. Batman is at his most vulnerable following a massive dose of an experimental new Joker toxin. With the Dark Knight haunted by demons and visions, it's up to Harley Quinn to protect him while he recovers, because Punchline is on her way. Yes. Punchline. Batman, Joker War Part 4. Holy crap, this is almost ending. There's only 2 more issues. I think Joker War is ending November, if I'm correct. Yeah, it's going to end November, right as 3 Jokers is ending in October. So it's weird. 3 Jokers, oh my god, that book is amazing. But yeah, Joker War's pretty cool. The tie-ins kind of don't make sense. You really don't need the tie-ins. I will say that I read, I have 2 of the tie-ins, Detective and Nightwing, and I'm hearing other people who are reading Batgirl and Red Hood. Yeah, you don't need the tie-ins, but I mean they're fun tie-ins. That's all I'll say. The main book you just need to read is Batman. Batman, 95, 94 is when Joker War happened. But yeah, you're too late to it. But if you're lucky enough, you can find it in comic book shops or online. So if not, you can buy it digitally. I prefer my comics physically because I need something away from computers, because I work with computers all day. I'm like, I want to, just not look at technology for like a few hours and just read comics. But yes, we're gonna, not a good jumping on point, of course. But if you've been on James Tynion IV, Batman run since issue 86, which I have, and I did recommend it, read when the new writer and artist changed. I think I talked about it like early on, when Tom King was off the book for a while. That was like early episodes of the podcast where I talked about news of the comic book podcast, comic nerdy news, and now I just do comic books because it is much easier to talk about. But yes, we're gonna move on to the next book, which is Batman: The Animated Adventures Continues number 4, written by Paul Dini and Alan Burnett. The art is by Ty Templeton. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. A new type of vengeance comes to Gotham City. The flaming sword of Azrael burns through the city in search of a stolen artifact from the Church of St. Dumas. Can Batman protect his home from Azrael's fury? And who would be looking for the resurrection powers of the Shawl of Mandolin in the first place? Batman the animated the adventure continues. The adventure continues. Number 4. It is, if you love the animated series, it is a perfect continuation. Also, because they're making the toys, if they're ever gonna come out, because of whatever happened in DC, there were some firings. But yes, is my camera tilted? I just noticed if it's tilted. If it's tilted, my bad. If not, forget about it. Is it a good jumping on point? Yes. Because I don't know how long this is going to be. I thought it was going to be 6 issues, and I'm hearing 10, I'm hearing 12. I don't know how long it's going to be. But I do suggest you pick it up. It's fun. Your Red Hood's in it, Deathstroke's in it. You get Azrael, and you're going to get the Batman Who Laughs somehow in this book. So, yeah, if you're interested in any of those 4 characters, read the book. It is a fun book, and I keep hearing Kevin Conroy's voice every time I read this book, and so it's so Batman, you know. Okay, next up, DC's Dead Planet number 3, written by Tom Taylor, art by Trevor Hairsine, and Gigi Baldassani. The price is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. Wait, okay. A mysterious second garden has been located on the other side of the planet, and John Constantine and Swamp Thing lead a mission to investigate. But what they discover will fundamentally change everything. The road to Earth War begins. So this is issue 3 of a 7-part series. I decided to make sure it was 3 or 7 or 6 parts. I love DC's. I love DC's Unkillables, and I love DC's Dead Planet, which is DC's too. It is a fun book. It is a continuation. It is a continuation of both of those books because Tom Taylor wrote it. You get to know what happened to Jason. That squad with Jason, you get to find out what happened to Constantine because he's on the cover, of course, and you get to find out what happened to our young heroes, Jonathan and Damian, who become the new Superman and Batman. That's all I will say. I will say this: if you think heroes are safe here, they are not. Some of these characters die, especially issue 2 with a character I like. I was like, holy crap, that is amazing and scary at the same time. If you read issue 2, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yes, is this a good jumping on point? Yes. You still have time to pick it up. Issue 4 will be the middle gap, and after that, you're just going to have to wait for the trade. Okay. Next up, Empire number 6, written by Dan Slott and Al Ewing. Art by Valerio Chitti and colors by Marte Gracia. The price is $5.99, and this is a description of the book. Part 6. Who will rule the Empire? There can only be one king of space, and it's the last leash standing. But as combat rages on, the clock ticks down to catastrophe. Will the ultimate interstellar weapon fry planet Earth before or after all sentient life on the planet is wiped out? The Avengers and Fantastic Four are tested as never before as Empire comes to a pulsing, pounding finish. Yeah, this is finale of Empire. That's all I'll say. Empire has been a pretty decent read. I like what they're doing with Captain Marvel. They're giving Hulkling something to do. We're dealing with Stark just like, my mind is messed up, and I've been through all this stuff with my own adventures and what I'm doing in Avengers. Now I'm panicking. I want to do something, and there's some fun stories with Cap as a tie-in, and the X-Men are in it too, but at their own tie-in. But yeah, it's pretty. If you're interested in just Avengers and Fantastic Four, this might be your book. But then again, it is ending, so you just want to pick up the trade. Trust me. It'll save you some money because comics are sometimes expensive. I should know because I look at my bill every time. Okay, but next up, Fantastic Four number 23, written by Dan Slott, art by Paco Medina. Yes, Paco Medina. And colors by Jesus Abortov. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. War Games, the ultimate omni-wave projector built by Valeria Richards, powered by Franklin Richards. In their hands, it could lay waste to the Empire. But what if it fell into the hands of a celestial assassins? What if hands of the celestial assassins? A tipping point in the Empire saga. A fight that Spider-Man and Wolverine can't afford to lose, and 2 lives that will be forever changed. It is an Empire tie-in. To be honest, after that issue, you're gonna get a new story arc. I mean, it's the finale of the Empire tie-ins for the Fantastic Four side of the main series. There's another Fantastic Four tie to Empire, also an Avengers one, and a Immortal She-Hulk written by Al Ewing. I'm really excited for that one. But yes, you really don't need to pick it up. Again, tie-ins are, like, sometimes work, sometimes don't. So far, most of the times for Empire work. This one doesn't, unfortunately, as much as I like it. Because Wolverine's in the book, but if you're reading X-Men, you know why he can't be in 2 places at once. But then again, they're dealing with that whole clone thing of, like, they could be resurrected. It's just weird. X-Men's at a cool, weird spot at the moment. But moving on. Guardians of the Galaxy, number 6, written by Al Ewing, and art by Marcio Takari, and colors by Federico Blay. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Sometime next week, as old tensions explode in the far-off Earth system, the political map of the galaxy is redrawn. Meanwhile, old friends and lovers must redraw the maps of themselves or tear them up entirely. He used to be the human rocket. Now he's the human wreck. Is there any coming back for Nova? Yeah. If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, read issue 1. Trust me, it is a fun ride if you read issue 1, because Al Ewing does so much stuff in the first few issues that's set up for, like, what's going to happen in the future. I know a character that's not there. I know he's probably going to come back. They're going to probably reveal it in a few more issues, or it might get revealed here. But yes, I would pick up issue 1 of Guardians. It's a fun read. The art's really cool, and Al Ewing knows how to pull emotions, I will say that, and good story. So, next up, start on issue 1, trust me. Next up, Hawkeye Freefall number 6, written by Matthew Rosenberg, art by Otto Schmidt. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Bullseye wants to hurt Clint in any way he can, so he's playing dress-up and taking the Archer's not-so-good name on a deadly tour of New York. Meanwhile, the Hood has had enough of Clint's games and decides to put an end to them once and for all. He puts a price on Clint's head so high that every villain, merc, and thug in the city is going to line up to take a shot. With everything falling apart, Clint will be forced to make some choices he can't take back. Will he find a way to get through through this with clean hands, or will he be forced to return to his criminal ways? Yes, these 5 issues of Hawkeye have been fun. This is what a Hawkeye book should be, in my opinion. I'm so sad this is only a 6-issue miniseries. I would love maybe 12, maybe 15 issues, but we got 6 issues. I'm happy with 6 issues. It's dealing with Ronin. It's dealing with Hawkeye, Red Hood, and just Hawkeye shenanigans. Love life, being rich. Yeah, rich. But yeah, unfortunately the book is ending, so pick up a trade. It is a fun read, trust me. I've enjoyed it, and also it's one of the few Archer books I like. I mean, there's that. I would read Green Arrow, but there's no Green Arrow book. But yeah, moving on. Next up, Hellblazer Rise and Fall number 1, written by Tom Taylor, art by Derek Robertson. The price is $6.99, and this is the description of the book. But before I go to the description of the book, it is a Black Label book, so it is not intended for younger readers. A billionaire falls out of the sky and is gruesomely skewered on a church spire. Bizarrely, an angel wings are attached to his back. More follow until Hallelujah. Its reigning businessman, Detective Aisha Bakari, is stumped by this until she's visited by her childhood friend, occult investigator John Constantine. DC's Hellblazer discovers a link between the falling elite and a shocking moment in his and Alicia's misspent youth. How do these killings tie to the first death of John's hands? How does this involve heaven and hell? Even if this is kind of John's fault, will Constantine be happy to let a few more rich bastards fall from the sky like a vindictive Robin Hood? It's all new DC Black Label mystery starring John Constantine in his very first tale, spun by acclaimed writer Tom Taylor from DC's and artist Derek Robertson from The Boys. You know, the thing that's very popular on Amazon. But yes, I'm picking this up, even though there's already a Constantine book by John Sampson, I want to say, or John Spearsons, something like that. But Tom Taylor, I mean, guy knows how to write stuff, especially with John Constantine. He wrote him in Injustice Year 4 or 3, and he's writing him in DC's, and he's writing a mini in Black Label. Yes. I'm picking this up. You need to pick this up. It's going to be a fun book. Next up, I'm just making sure the time. I'm on a good time limit. Justice League number 52. Written by Jeff Loveness. Art by Robinson Rocha. And the price is $3.99. And this is a description of the book. The Garden of Mercy, Part 2 of 2. For the first time, the Justice League explores the planet of the Black Mercy's origin. One flower is enough to incapacitate even the strongest hero, but with an entire planet full of them, the Justice League must steal their minds, or else succumb to the withering effect of the great tree at the core. With Batman unable to cope, can Superman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash, Wonder Woman, the Flash, and Green Lantern survive the horrors of their souls? I like issue 51. Issue 52 is the conclusion of this story arc. I know issue 53 will be a death metal tie-in, if I am correct. Yes, it is. Wow. It is going to be a 5-part death metal tie-in, so that's going to be fun. But yes, do I suggest pick up this? Yeah, if you're into death metal. I mean, who's going to be writing that? Joshua Williams. So yes, it's going to be very important because Joshua Williams and Scott Snyder are pretty good, friendly writers. So, really excited for what they're going to do in death metal. But yes, new story arcs the next issue. But I would suggest just if you're going to pick up this, just say, oh, I want Justice League on my pull list, just in case you don't want to miss out that those tie-ins. Okay, I am speaking. Now let us go to the next book. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 18, written by Saladin Ahmed, penciler by Carmen Carnero, and colors by David Curiel. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. Genki, Barbara, Judge, Lana, Mr. Sumida, Rio, Jeff. Miles knows he has to help people as Spider-Man, so he's ready to live as an outlaw. But is he ready to do it without the support of someone he loves? Who's with Miles? Who's against him? And whose side are you on? This is an Outlaw tie-in. Holy crap, I forgot Outlaw was going to be a thing. Because Outlaw happened literally before the Outlaw happened, and then the pandemic happened. Holy crap. What happened last issue? I mean, I really don't know what happened last issue, because last issue was what? June 10th. That was 2 months. Yeah, that was like 3 months ago. 2 or 3 months ago, yeah. I am not going to remember what happened last issue. That is such a long time to wait. Oh, but it's gonna get interesting next issue. But yeah, Miles Morales. I would pick up issue 10 because that's where the new story arc kind of picks up. Issue 10, trust me, it's you're gonna get a lot of great reveals. You've read Spider-Man 2 and the Ultimate Universe Spider-Man. So yeah. Next up, New Mutants number 12, written by Jonathan Hickman. No, story by Jonathan Hickman, but it is written by Ed Brisson, art by Marco Failla, and colors by Carlos Lopez. The price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. The human world never seems to tire of lashing out at Krakoa. The New Mutants have their ways of striking back. Now, the way that the cover looks, it looks like the old, brand new, all new, all different, Marvel. The logo. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, it's written by Ed Brisson, and Brisson, some stories I like, some stories I don't. I prefer John the Hickman stuff, but, you know, Ed Brisson's a good middle ground, in my opinion. But, yeah. Next up, Shazam, number 14, written by Jeff Johns, art by Scott Collins and Dale Eaglesham, and colors by Michael Atiyeh. The price is $4.99, and this is the description of the book. He's back! The greatest kid superhero ever faces the worst teen supervillain as Billy Batson and the Shazam family confront Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime has the powers of Superman, and none of his heroic morality can even Shazam stop the most powerful threat he and his family ever encountered. Yeah. So Superboy Prime is in this book, of course, because it's written by Jeff Johns, and Jeff Johns knows how to use those characters. And apparently he's gonna be Death Metal as well, but that's Scott Snyder doing. So yeah, Shazam's a fun book. It's had too many delays in my opinion. It is gonna be ending, I believe, at issue 17, which is unfortunate, or 15. I don't remember because the solicitations was a long time ago, before the pandemic, and I can't remember everything because my brain is not a computer. Sometimes it is, but not all the time. I would just pick it up because Superboy Prime is in the cover. But yeah. Next up, I only got 4 more books to talk about, which one of these 4 is Strange Adventures number 5, written by Tom King, art by Mitch Gerrits and Evan Shanner. The price is $4.99, and it is a black label book. So this book will not be your regular superhero. It deals with a lot more adult-oriented stuff with mental health, survivor's guilt, and just, you know, ramifications of being presented as one thing, but you don't know if that thing was real. But yeah, chapter 5 of 12. Mr. Perfect is back on Earth, and he's making things hot for Adam Strange. But he also might be getting a little burned himself. The conflict is out in the open, and the court of public opinion doesn't play fair. Mr. Perfect was picked to investigate the accusations against Adam Strange because he was the most impartial member of the Justice League. But can even he keep all of this from getting personal? As we witness more of Adam's adventures in outer space, will his version of events jibe with the facts, or will they continue to drift further apart? Find out in this series everyone is talking about by one of the most creative teams in comics. Yeah, Strange Adventures, I like it. Holy crap, we're almost at the middle point of Strange Adventures. It feels like literally when Tom King was talking about it back in C2E2 and it was almost coming out, it was sold out crazy in my comic book shop and a couple other comic book shops. But yeah, it's a fun book. Well, I say fun in a literal sense, but if it's not more of a Adam Strange book. I mean, it is, but it's also a Mr. Terrific book dealing with his stuff. So we're dealing with 2 characters who's been through stuff, with Mr. Terrific's wife and what he's going through in Adam Strange fighting a war. So it is two characters fighting inner demons, and I like that stuff, like showing, like, because these two characters aren't Batman. We know how Batman stories are gonna end. We know how Superman stories are gonna end. But this is Adam Strange, a character barely anyone knows, and Mr. Terrific. I like him, I know him, but not a lot of people know him. And seeing how he deals with his stuff, and kind of still be human, but not being human. If you kind of get my drift. But yeah, I like this book. I do recommend it. Pick up issue 1 if you can even find it, because I know the director's cut is coming out. Next up, a book I'm really excited for, and it's not a Marvel book, and it's not a DC book. It is We Only Find Them When They're Dead, #1, written by Al Ewing, and art by Simone de Mayo. The price is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. For fans of Decorum and Something Killing Children comes a new sci-fi epic from Al Ewing from Immortal Hulk and Simone de Mayo from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the edge of space, where humanity is harvesting the corpse of a giant alien god to survive. No one has seen a living god, but Captain Malik is obsessed with being the first. Captain Malik and the crew of the Beyond #2 harvest the only resources that matter, the giant corpse of an alien god of alien gods found on the edge of human space, while other autopsy ships race to salvage the meat, minerals, and metals that sustain the human race. Malik sees an opportunity to finally break free from his system, but Malik's obsession with gods will push his crew into the darkest reaches of space, bringing them face to face with a threat unlike anything they ever imagined, unless the rogue agent on their trail can stop them first. Yes, I do recommend this book. This is issue 1. It's written by Al Ewing. It's by Boom Studios. It is an indie book. I know I like to talk about Marvel and DC, but I saw Al Ewing's name. I saw the artist. I'm like, yes. It's a cool concept. Dead alien god. We just gotta harvest it, and someone's on their trail. Cool concept. I like the title. I really can't wait to pick this up this Wednesday. Next up, Wolverine #5, written by Benjamin Percy, but it is a story connected to Jonathan Hickman's X-Men, and art by Victor Bogdanovic. The price is the colors is by Matt Wilson, and the price is $3.99, and this is a description of the book. Blood clocks. In the snowbound darkness of the north, Wolverine is a prisoner of Dracula. By forming an unlikely alliance, Logan fights back. Stakes, claws, tricked out snowmobiles, and wintry mayhem await you. So yes, this is picking up literally after the events of issue 4. I don't want to explain what happened, but let's just say Wolverine goes into a bar and doesn't end well. But yes, I do recommend picking up issue #4. Next up, the final book of this, which is Young Justice #18, written by Brian Michael Bendis and David F. Walker. The price is no. The art is by Michael Avon Oeming and Scott Galuski. Okay, the price is $3.99, and this is the description of the book. At last, the coolest couple in DCU gets the spotlight. Tim Drake and Stephanie Brown have sacrificed so much for each other, for their families, for Young Justice. Now, Tim and Stephanie must take control of their destinies as Young Justice gathers together to help overcome their criminal pasts. Young Justice. It is... I know it is ending. I'm trying to... Yeah, issue 20. So it is ending. You don't need to pick this up, but if you're interested in what's going on with Tim Drake and Stephanie Brown or Robin, well, technically he's not even calling himself Robin, he's calling himself Drake. If you like Tim Drake, this might be a book, or if you've seen the show Young Justice, this might be a book for you, but it is ending, so don't get your hopes up. But yes. That's all the books. That's all the books this week. Oh my god, I'm tired. That's what I get for recording like 2:30 in the morning. But yes, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. So this is my schedule. Tuesdays will be the Tales from Nerd podcast. Saturdays will be TCG, Pokemon TCG Saturdays. That's the schedule I will keep, hopefully. But yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. They're all in the description below. Or you can look up at a random nerd 2016. Yeah, those are my Twitter handles. They're both the same, so just look them up. You can ask me a question about comics, or if you want to add me or talk about anything, I don't mind. But yes, that's everything. I hope you enjoy. Have a wonderful day, night, time. Yeah, and peace.